Welcome to Midfield Sportscast and the 14th episode of the Divided Friendship Podcast. It's me, Maddox. It's Dawson. It's Luke. He didn't do it this time, but
Wait.
we're going.
Yeah.
We're going straight in quickly, hopefully, in this podcast. The Week 9 review. What games do we got to talk about? Philly, kick us off.
Well, obviously, a big game this week. Kansas sold-out crowd against the number 6 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Kansas was able to win this one 38-33 to end the Sooners' undefeated season hopes. Jason Bean, he had the fastest sprint speed of the college football season. Faster than Tyreek Hill ran.
That's crazy.
Now, granted, 15 for 32 and 2 interceptions. Not very good passing, but he did enough to get the job done. Man, how good would they be if Jalen Daniels played?
Yeah. They would be a playoff contender.
I don't know about all that, but they'd be scary.
Look at their schedule. I don't think the 2 games they lost.
They lost to Oklahoma State. They don't lose that with Jalen Daniels. They lost to Texas by a good bit. They lose
that one. They'd be 7-1 right now with Jalen Daniels. They'd be a New Year's 6 bowl contender easily.
They're definitely a very good team and slept on. Dylan Gabriel didn't have a good game, but Tawee Walker, 146 yards on the ground and a touchdown. Dylan Gabriel had 3 rushing touchdowns. That's it.
Luke, what's another game you want to talk about?
A game I would like to talk about is let's go with Louisville and Duke. Should have been what most people thought a close game, but Louisville was incredible. Defensively holding number 20 Duke to 0 points. And stat-wise, Duke, trying to pull it up right here.
While he's pulling that up, I said when I predicted Louisville to win, I said, I don't know if Riley Leonard's playing or not, but in my opinion, I don't think he should play. I think he's too hurt in his ankle or I don't know if you'd say injury prone. I don't know what the word for it is, but there's too high a likelihood of a chance of him getting re-injured, and he just didn't look like himself, and they lose 23-0.
Yeah, Duke got held to 202 total yards.
And he did play, by the way. He did play.
9 first down, 2 for 12 on third down, 0 for 2 on fourth. Turned the ball over through the air once. Louisville offensively, 20 first downs, 351 yards, 117 came from the passing game, 234 in the running game. Good game running the ball there for the Cardinals.
Juwan Johnson, is that his name? What's the running back's name? Juwan Johnson?
It's not showing me.
Because you're not in box score.
Come on, fella.
Oh, my
Get
bad.
with it.
Jahar Jordan.
Jahar Jordan. Jawar Jordan.
Well, that's upsetting. I thought I knew it. He is a stud. I was not watching this game live. I was watching another game at the time. Don't remember when this kicked off. If it was at 7:30, I was watching Ohio State. It was, so I was watching Ohio State. But he is the best running back in the ACC. Before the year started, I thought it would be Will Shipley, but nope, it's him. And this game was supposed to be a close game, have ACC title contention, like stuff on the line, and it just wasn't close.
Louisville should very well be an 8-0 team right now. And they're sitting at 13 in the rankings. If they just beat Pitt, I think they're top 10 right now.
Easy.
How do they not beat Pitt? Like, how are you going to beat all these ranked teams, but then you lose to a 1-5, 1-4 Pitt team. You beat Notre Dame. Here's the weird thing. So Louisville beat Notre Dame, but Louisville doesn't beat Pitt. But Notre Dame kills Pitt. I don't know. I just think that's kind of weird.
All right. Another game we are going to go to is. I'm going to go straight down the line quickly through two games. And then the next person will go. Or we'll just talk about it. Let's go to Arizona, Oregon State. At Arizona at home on this one. Noah Fafita again at starting.
Dog.
Only 7 incompletions on the day. Throws for 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 pick. Uyangale didn't play bad. 16 for 30, 218, 2 touchdowns. Rushing, not much for Arizona. Definitely outrushed by Oregon State in this one. And Oregon State, Martinez had 87. And for Arizona, you have Coleman with only 55. But, I mean, Arizona, again, they finally pull off the upset. For weeks, they had a close game in triple overtime with USC. They lose by 7 to Washington. Then they destroy Washington State. That was an upset. But Oregon State, they pull off the close upset. This Arizona team is different.
They are.
And they're at home again next week against number 19 UCLA.
And I mean, coming into the year, everyone suspected Jaden DeLaura would be the it factor for this team. But he went down. No Fafita stepped into his shoes. He's doing an excellent job right there for the Wildcats in their last year in the Pac-12. I mean, he's really, really shocking.
He's a great young quarterback. And, I mean, maybe down the line, if he wanted to, if he's not wanting to stay at Arizona, I mean, he could be a high-level player.
We could see
a transfer somewhere.
Kind of Jaden Daniels-esque player.
Yep. But maybe he's loyal. I don't know.
Come from a Pac-12 school, go to a SEC school, Big Ten school, something like that. But yes, definitely a very good player. Hidden gem.
Moving to another game in this one. Let's go to Oregon. Let's go to Oregon, Utah. Not much to talk about here. The Ducks dominate. Bo Nix.
Dominating Ducks.
Bo Nix. Like I don't know. I picked Utah on this one, but clearly not the right pick. I thought Utah would continue the hot streak, but the pig farmer throws 2 picks, and Bo Nix throws 2 touchdowns. Difference in this game.
And Utah is one of the lowest scoring offenses in the country. Just can't hang around with Oregon, whose offense is probably top 10 in the country.
Bucky Irving's fun to watch.
So is just Oregon.
And that guy didn't start at Minnesota.
He went to Minnesota? I didn't even know that.
If I'm not mistaken, let me make sure my evidence or my fact is a fact. So Philly. I don't know. Let me check. Bucky Irving transfer. Gophers tailback Bucky Irving transferred to Oregon.
Well, he probably didn't start because they had Mo Ibrahim.
That guy was that guy.
He was good.
Come on. Luke.
No, I got one. I got one already in mind. Washington. Or not Washington. USC and Cal. I don't know why I said Washington. But Washington didn't really
Play good.
Their offense did. Their defense didn't. Anyways, USC only beating Cal by 1. Cal is 3-5 after that loss.
Cal gave him the game.
They missed a 2-point conversion for the win. really don't know what to say. And those 3 points that USC were able to get at the end of the half, really crucial. Great job by Lincoln Riley there to make sure that the officials got that one right. And they got there 1 second left on the clock. They kicked the field goal.
The second half, or the first half after halftime.
That was weird. Caleb Williams. Whoa. Oh, slow down. Caleb Williams, 370 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, good game. Completion percentage a little low. Marshawn Lloyd, 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. Taj Washington was USC's leading receiver with 102 yards. On the other side, Cal, Fernando Mendoza, their quarterback, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception, as he added 2 rushing touchdowns. And Jaden Ott, 3 rushing touchdowns with 160 yards. I mean, a barn burner, Pac-12 game. I don't even know. USC had a lot of penalty yards. So, no reason Cal should have been in that game at all.
Nope.
And then, I guess we can talk about Washington. Which one?
In my opinion, this makes sense. USC wanted to lose that game more than Cal wanted to win. That's what it looked like watching that. USC just gives up score after score, and then Cal played insanely good. But going for 2, if it works, it's one of the best calls of the year. If it doesn't work, it deflates your team. It feels horrible. You go through all the entire game, just from 3 yards out, you can't get it, and the game's over.
Which, I mean, honestly, I agree with that play call. Because you have the momentum, scoring that touchdown. Obviously, in a game you're not supposed to be in, against a very high-powered offense, you know your defense probably can't get the stops needed in overtime. So I like the two-point conversion play call. Just didn't execute it. It is what it is.
I would have ran it in Madden.
And then Washington and Stanford.
Probably would have dove and got short at the 1.
Right.
All right.
Washington only wins this one by 9. Stanford, not a very great team. Shocked Colorado, but Washington's a lot different than Colorado. Michael Penix had a good game, 370 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Completion percentage, Dylan Johnson, 84 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Polk had 150 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Romeo Dunze also had a touchdown, as well as Devin Culp. Then, for the Cardinal, Ashton Daniels, 31 for 48, 370 yards and a touchdown. He also had 2 rushing touchdowns along with 80 yards. And Alec Ayamaner, he had that nice catch over Travis Hunter to win their game against the Buffs. He had 9 catches for 146 yards and a touchdown. They lost UCLA.
Yeah, Washington started off this season blazing hot offense, but ever since that win against Oregon, it's just seemed like they've slowed it down a little bit. I don't know what it is, but they've just slowed down offensively. Well, not offensively, but just in general, Washington has been slowing down. Yeah, I mean, they won their last game by a pick 6. So, I mean, it's really coming down to the wire with some of these games. I mean, after that win against Oregon, it just deflated.
Is that all we got to talk about today? Besides the games we're talking about later? Like the one game?
North Carolina and Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech.
Haynes King.
Yeah.
And
the
Georgia
Texas
Tech.
A&M transfer.
Another big upset for the Yellow Jackets. Last week, or maybe the week before, I can't remember, they upsetted Miami. This week, they upset Miami. This week, They upset number 17 North Carolina.
This brings me into another point. This is really random, but Clemson football, the rest
Off
of
the map.
they are 4-4 right now.
Oh my
And the rest of
gosh.
their schedule, they have to play Duke. Or not Duke. They have to play Notre Dame. That's an L. They have to play Georgia Tech. They have to play South Carolina. And then they have to play North Carolina. Clemson football could legitimately end the year at 4-8. Will they? I don't think so. I think they'll go 7-5. That was random.
Yeah, that was random, but yeah, Clemson, 4-4. Weird.
DJ was not the problem.
Back to Georgia Tech in North Carolina, 46-42 victory over the Tar Heels. Georgia Tech, great offensive showing, and honestly, great offensive showing by North Carolina too, but Georgia Tech just outdid them 635 total yards for the Yellow Jackets, 287 coming from the pass game, 348 from the running game. Now, North Carolina also put up some good offensive stats too, going for 577 total yards, 310 passing, 267 rushing. Both these teams, I mean, it was an offensive shootout. This looked like a classic Pac-12 game, but no. All these offenses today just showed up, and yeah, Georgia Tech with the big upset.
All right.
I think that's it.
Yep, that's it.
All
Well,
right.
UCLA beat Colorado by 12. There's not really much to talk about there.
And they got robbed. Colorado did.
Yep, the locker room did get robbed. Why is there not security there?
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
All right. Let's talk about the new standings for our top 5 games of the week. What's it called? Game or
Challenge.
challenge? That's the word I was trying to find. Top 5 game of the week challenge. Philly gained 6 points with 3 correct wins and an upset prediction. I gained 2 with only 2 correct wins, my least amount in probably 4 weeks. Luke gets 3 correct wins and 1 upset pick, gaining him 6 points. And Quentin gets 3 correct wins, moving him up 3. So, in last and fourth is Quentin with 35, and third, Luke with 40, and second, Philly with 46, and in first, Maddox, me with 53. So,
I'm
Philly
coming
is
back.
closing the gap, and so is Luke. Only 6 away from Philly is Luke, and Philly only
7.
That's quick math. 7 away from me. Quentin, yeah, he's got no shot. Sorry, DQ.
He needs
a lot
miracle.
to go right. He needs to get a lot of good picks. He needs to get all the scores right. All right, but hold up. Oh, yeah, we gotta pick the games. All right.
Okay.
Let's move in to our top 5
The
games.
first game we've got first game, 12 o'clock start time on Fox. Number 23, Kansas State.
Where'd my pencil go?
Hey.
Hey.
Number 23, Kansas State against the number 7 Texas Longhorns. Luke, you start us off.
What is that? The new rankings or the old rankings?
Those are the new.
There's 7 Texas. Is that the
Well,
plan?
no, these are the AP.
We're going by AP right now. We took these pictures before the playoff came out.
No, it won't take that much effort. It's okay.
So we're going
with college football.
We're going with college football playoff rankings. Kansas State is
It is
what it is.
number. Whoa, my brain just had a stroke.
Is it the same?
No, it is. Yeah, it's the same.
All right, whatever. We're going by those rankings.
I'm a little slow today.
Whatever they are, we're going by them.
I think that Texas and Kansas State going to be a good game right here. Going to be a good Big 12 showdown before Texas leaves. I think that the Longhorns will come out on top 45-37 over the Kansas State Wildcats.
Philly, your turn. Your turn, Philly.
Kansas State defending Big 12 champs. Texas, a quarterback in his second start. Kansas State is kind of on the uprise right now. So I'm going to take the Wildcats for the upset, 31-28.
All right, an upset pick. Trying to get them upset points. For me, I'm going to go with the Texas Longhorns getting another win on their season, an impressive win, a close win, 38-35. All right, second game, Philly.
Next game on the agenda, we'll be headed to Sanford Stadium, where number 12 Missouri will challenge the number 2 Georgia Bulldogs. That is a 3:30 start time on CBS.
Luke, what you give?
All right. Georgia facing another ranked team this year. Going to be another challenge for the Bulldogs. I do think they prevail, 30-14. Yeah, give me the Dogs. Home field advantage is going to play a big effect for them in this game.
Well, I've had Georgia in a lot of close games in our predictions this year. Been kind of sleeping on them. They're starting to find their footing and play really well. With this being said, though, Missouri also a great football team with losses, with just one loss to LSU in a very entertaining game. But I'm going to have to go 34-14 Georgia wins.
All right, now for me, I'm going to go with Georgia in this one. I'm going to go 35-20, close to what Philly said with his 34-14. All right. So we all go clean sweep, Georgia.
Next game, the Battle of Bedlam. We will probably see this
I didn't know it
for
was called the battle. I just it was called Bedlam.
whatever it is. It's a rivalry game. Last time these two teams will meet as Big 12 members. Last time they will potentially meet in a long time, because I don't think this rivalry will be continued. It is the number 9 ranked Sooners going on the road to the number 22 ranked Cowboys, who previously were not ranked, but this week they now are. They've entered the rankings. It is a 3:30 start time on ABC. Luke.
All right. I think that I'm going with a little bit of an upset here. I'm going to go with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. I think Oklahoma, coming off of that loss to Kansas, they're going to be looking for a win, but they're not going to be able to get it. I think Oklahoma State is going to win this one 19-17.
Weird score.
Okay. I think Oklahoma's going to bounce back after that loss. I'm going to take the Sooners 34-31 in a close fashion.
All right, for me, I'm going to go with an upset. Oklahoma State, 34-24. So, again, close to Philly's prediction. But I'm going with OK State.
It's definitely interesting whenever two people pick an upset. Next to last game, we have the number 5 Washington Huskies going to the number 20 ranked Trojans.
Detroit Trojans.
Yeah, the Troy Trojans.
What's USC ranked?
20.
All right.
20?
That's a lie. It's 24.
I was about to say.
No, it is 20.
Huh?
Make up your mind.
That's fine.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I remember being
I
Dude!
think it's
Goodness
24 and
sakes.
18 total.
Whatever they are, Washington and USC. Pac-12 game right here. I think that USC looked bad against Cal, and they're going to come out looking for one against Washington. They're not going to get it. I'm going to go with the Huskies, 42-28.
Washington's defense has not really looked too great as of recent, but USC, their defense, we know is not good either.
Nope.
So it's going to be a shootout. I think Washington has the better offense, so they will win this game 42-40.
I'm tired.
He's tired.
Exactly. For me, I'm also going to go with the Huskies 45-38. Last game. Billy?
Last game we've got number 14 LSU going on the road to number 8 Alabama. This is a 7:45 start time on CBS. Night game just like last year. Luke?
Last year we had a classic between LSU and Alabama. I think this one is going to bring the same amount of energy and hype. I think that the LSU Tigers are going to be able to get their second straight win over Alabama. I'm going to go 42-38. Give me LSU.
All right. Goodness sake.
Brother really just ran off the pod.
Obviously, we know I'm not a big fan of
LSU.
LSU.
You're lagging over there.
I am because I said a wrong score at some point. I messed up the Oklahoma score. It's whatever. I'm gonna go Alabama by a score
Yep.
of 33-24.
9.1. All right.
My scores messed my brain up,
Did you mess up all of the scores?
except like 2.
Well, whatever.
We'll go with it.
What the heck, Philly? For me, I'm agreeing with Luke once again on the upset. LSU back-to-back wins over Bama. I do not believe this Bama offense can keep up with LSU. Well, they can, but not enough. 42-38 win. They can. That's keeping up, but not enough.
Wait, you said
42-38.
42-38?
Yeah. That's what Luke said.
I'm going to read off Quentin's picks for these games. He picks Texas 38-31, Georgia 34-21, Oklahoma 35-28, Washington 42-35, and Bama 34-24.
If you don't know, Quentin is behind the scenes. Usually he is editor for our Midfield Sportscast team.
He shows up sometimes. Not
Special
very
guest.
often, but sometimes.
Yep. Upset
right.
of the week time.
Indeed. I do believe I was the only correct upset of the week prediction.
I was
last week.
close. I was 2 points
So was
off.
he. He was 3 off.
I was 2 points.
I was
Freaking
5 points the right way.
Rice, though. Come on, Rice. I thought you were close. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Rice is close. Rice is close.
Okay. Luke, do you want to start this one? No, you don't want to start this one? Okay. I guess I'll start this one, though.
No.
My brain's
Nope.
really messed up today.
It
I don't know why.
is.
All right. Do I do it?
Do it.
I think I have to do it. But we all know Arizona has been an upset team this year.
Very much so.
And they're at home against the Bruins, freshman quarterback against freshman quarterback. I'm going to take Arizona on the upset on this one.
All right. For me, Let me take a nice glance at these. They're not ranked, but they're the favorite. In this one, I'm not going to say
He just fumbled to the air.
Interesting. All right. Give me the Maryland Terrapins over the Penn State Nittany Lions at home.
Wow.
Maryland defends home field, and they beat Penn State. Yep.
All right. I'm going to go with Virginia Tech over Louisville here. I think that Louisville's going to do what they did after the Notre Dame game. They're going to beat a very good team, and then they're going to go out and lose to a not very good team. Yeah, that's why I'm picking Virginia Tech to beat Louisville. Virginia Tech versus Louisville is my upset of the week.
What is it again?
Virginia.
I'm kidding.
Virginia Tech versus Louisville.
Is that a different guy? What? Hold up.
Well, some news just came out that Michigan Wolverines have fired a staffer after he was caught trying to solicit an underage girl.
What the heck?
Michigan is falling in.
I'm
to
not
shambles.
really sure what's going on right now, but there is definitely something going on, and this dude does look like a weirdo.
Oh, no.
Buddy,
Where's his chin at?
He doesn't have one. What is he? Oh! Alex Yud was his name. He was. Oh my gosh! What is going on?
What do you do?
Nothing. Not for podcast.
Not appropriate for podcasting.
No.
All right. Moving on. What?
No. Come back.
Well, Michigan, two programs that are falling apart right now. Michigan, Clemson.
Michigan's not falling apart.
Well, okay. I wouldn't say they're falling apart, but they're falling down.
Michigan fan, you heard it yourself. Michigan is falling apart. A Michigan fan states in themselves.
Dude.
All right. It is time to close it up. It's the last segment here. Right?
There really is no big news except updates on the Connor Stallion stuff, which I guess we have not talked about it on here. But he was potentially seen on Central Michigan's sideline for their opener against Michigan State with glasses on that potentially had a camera in them.
Everything we're saying, we're not going to try to.
Is all
we're
alleged.
not going to repeat ourselves by saying it. We're going to state it now. Everything we are about to state is alleged and potential news.
The stuff I just said about Alex Yud, though, that is true. That happened.
So,
but Connor Stallions, it did look a lot like him. Central Michigan says that they have. His name was not for a sideline pass, which means he would have had to have snuck down there somehow or had help from a Central Michigan staffer or coach or something.
Central Michigan's head coach was on Michigan's coaching staff. I don't remember what they said he was, but he was on their coaching staff when Stallions was on there as an assistant.
Interesting.
So, possibly some stuff going down there.
There's some tomfoolery.
Yes.
Is what's happening. Allegedly.
More of it.
He was there for the Declaration of Independence, bro. He was definitely there.
So he's really screwing your program right now. And I mean, I'm saying but if your program knew about it, it's not just Connor Stallion's fault.
Correct.
But that's stuff we don't know as of right now. Also, on a video call to Big Ten head coaches, the majority of these coaches said that Michigan and Jim Harbaugh should be punished as soon as possible.
Which I don't agree with that. I don't think you should punish them until you find the facts, find out exactly what happened, so you can determine what kind of punishments they get.
As an Ohio State fan, and like NCAA wise, they shouldn't punish them until they get the entire investigation done. Big Ten wise, if they have what they think is enough information to convict, I guess you would say, Michigan of wrongdoing in this situation, and enough evidence to show that they might have not won these games if that happened. I don't know. Just enough evidence to show that they did it. Then, yeah, I mean, as an Ohio State fan, I want them to get punished. But I think the NCAA should wait to finish because new stuff is coming out literally every day.
Every single day, and it just gets more stressful and more stressful as a Michigan fan because the evidence
keeps growing.
Yeah.
At the beginning, it was just a small rumor. Now, it is
went from that to 30 Big Ten games, and then going to potential playoff opponents,
going to the Penn State Ohio State game that week,
and those seats happening to be empty.
Wild.
And then now this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
a lot.
Just gotta wait to see how it plays out. I'm sure that this will not be over soon. Obviously, the investigation could take a minute.
Big Ten wise, it could be started soon. Also, the NFL
won't let him escape.
If Jim goes to the NFL, Jim Harbaugh, they will also be punishing Jim Harbaugh, so he cannot escape the punishment.
Which I like that as a Michigan
fan. If he was part of the wrongdoing, they haven't come out with anything saying that. Also,
nothing is confirmed.
The news about his contract, false. In his words, they did not take the contract away, and he most likely will get one soon. I don't know. I saw that.
Other big news before we head on to our favorite team segment. Urban Meyer is being rumored to potentially be inking a deal with the Michigan State Spartans as soon as this week to become their next head coach, which that would definitely be something. And that scares me as a Michigan fan because Michigan State would not be irrelevant anymore.
I do not think that he will. He talks way too much and goes to way too much Ohio State stuff. He's there for so much. He doesn't need to really be there at some of the things he's at, and he's there. And he talks about Ohio State players on Fox more than he does anybody else. He talks about the team of Ohio State more than he does anybody else. I don't think he's going to go to a rival school.
But you pay me $100 million to go coach at Ohio State, I'm going to coach at Ohio State.
You mean Michigan State?
No, I mean rival.
Give it.
You pay me to 2 years if he goes there. School that much, I'm going.
He might get a migraine and be gone pretty quickly. But Michigan State already gave $100 million to Mel Tucker, and Mel Tucker did some more than I don't even know. We're not getting into it.
He did some Mel Tucker things. All right.
If they're paying Urban $100 million and he just has a migraine again, then they're more in the hole money wise than they were already.
They're in trouble. They should hire Connor Stallions.
Nah, I don't know about all that.
All right, last segment. It is favorite teams recap and preview.
Let me start.
I was thinking that.
Ohio State played Wisconsin in a slugfest, 24-10, a low-scoring Big Ten game once again for the Buckeyes. We are now ranked number 1 because of our resume. And I think overreacting to number 1, you can't overreact to it. It is the first week. Philly said it earlier. Tennessee was ranked first last year. Did not mean anything in the first week of the playoff rankings. I think they are overreacting to the Ohio State having close games to teams. Honestly, it's not that. This game was close, but some of them are. It's just that the good side of Ohio State has flipped.
He's knocked.
Do you agree, Philly?
I do.
The defense is the dominant side now. McCord throws 2 picks. They need to let him make his mistakes now so he doesn't make it.
So he makes them against Michigan.
So he doesn't make it in the future.
Dang it.
I hope that he bounces back and plays better next week, obviously. Henderson comes back from injury, has 24 carries, 162 yards, and a touchdown. Had 45 receiving yards on 4 catches, nearly had a touchdown.
Thanks to the food delivery people.
And he goes over 200 yards total offense in his return. He said in a interview that last year he rushed his injury, played through it, and he was waiting on God's timing. This year he did, and it worked for him.
Also, Mayan Williams out for the Buckeyes for the remainder of the season. Big news there.
Chip Trainum just going to step in. He's already been playing more than mine this year. But
which I don't get that. But
Marvin Harrison Jr. Had 6 receptions, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Continues to put up 100-yard games, his 4th straight. Needs one more to tie the Ohio State record. Wisconsin, Braden Locke. He played decent. 18 for 39. That's not a good completion. Gosh, I'm joking.
dang,
That's not a good completion percentage. He threw for 164 yards and had a touchdown. He dotted us up on that one. What's going on? He dotted us up on that rollout pass. He looked. Oh!
He's on a streak.
He dotted. Oh my gosh! He dotted us up on that rollout pass. I just choked on a fry. Braylon Allen goes down with an injury.
Oh my
Not
god.
good for Wisconsin. He had 10 rushes, 50 yards before he went down with the injury. Nothing much receiving wise for Wisconsin. 24-10 victory. Moving on. I could talk about more stuff, but I'm not going to keep this podcast going out longer than it has to. Moving on to the Ohio State-Rutgers game. Rutgers is a decent team. They're better than they have been in a long time. They are 6-2, but I don't think Wimsatt at quarterback is going to do much. I think defense will hold them. I think it'll be like a 45-3, 45-10, maybe 45-17 type of game. The Buckeyes get a blowout win. They score a lot of points. Hopefully, no one's guarding Harrison on the Rutgers. So, Billy, Luke, Michigan time. Talk about the team up north.
You just said Michigan and then said the team up north. That makes
I know.
sense. But okay.
Oh.
Last week, Michigan did not play. But
all year.
Shut up.
this week they played.
They definitely will play next year at the beginning of the year. They got a gauntlet.
They played a good team every other week. It seems like it's a Big Ten championship rematch this year. This Purdue team sucks.
Purdue.
Though. They're not even close to good, but they're not even close to mid. They're terrible. Michigan favored by 32.5 points in this game. That's higher than Iowa Northwestern's over-under, which is absurd. ESPN giving Purdue a 2% chance to win. Hudson Card, their quarterback, 8 touchdowns to 7 picks on the year. Their running back, Maccabee, 520 yards this year with 4 touchdowns. And Burks, their leading receiver, 426 yards and 5 touchdowns. On the flip side, for the Wolverines, J.J. McCarthy, 1,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
I don't know if he's still leading the Heisman race, but last time, who is?
It's not Jaden Daniels.
Oh.
And then some people, not the odds, but people have marbles. Not the odds.
Blake Corum, 605 yards, 13 touchdowns, and Roman Wilson, 27 receptions, 446 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, Roman Wilson's having a great year this year. I think he's already passed the amount of receiving yards he had last year in the whole season, if I'm correct. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but... And at least somewhere near that, because he got off to a great start.
No, you're correct, sir.
He got off to a great start this season, and he's never looked back since. Really starting up what... No, I wouldn't say that much, but really getting a good addition or better piece to this Michigan the Michigan receiving core. Michigan's really known for their running back room and their line and their defense. Never been really, recently they haven't been known for receivers, but Roman Wilson, great year.
I mean, I really want to see the tight ends perform how they performed against the Spartans. A.J. Barner, the Indiana transfer, and Colston Loveland, the sophomore, both had a receiving touchdown and a good amount of yards and a good amount of receptions in that game that we tore up the Spartans. I expect Michigan to win by a good portion here in this game against Purdue. It is a 7:30 start time. Not sure why, but it is. That's all I have to say for this one. And we want to thank you guys for watching or listening to this podcast. Drop a like, subscribe, go support us on our other social media channels at Midfield Sportscast.
We appreciate you all.
And we'll see you on the next one.